As you can imagine, I have a little bit of sore throat, and I was wondering if I was going to completely lose my voice, which means I would have to skip my homily, but you're not so lucky today. As I was reflecting on this Feast of the Holy Trinity, I was wondering, why is it that not everyone have faith in God? Have you thought about that? Why is it that you and I have faith, but some of our family and friends don't have faith? It's because faith is a gift. I think C.S. Lewis has said it so well. This is what faith means to me. He says, I believe in Christianity as in sun has risen, not because I see it, but by it I see everything. For me, this whole universe and my life wouldn't make sense if there was no God. Everything makes sense because I know God has so intelligibly created this universe, and God has designed you and I so marvelously. I remember somebody saying that God reveals himself just enough that those who are sincerely looking for him will find him. While at the same time, those who aren't looking for him, God will hide himself just enough that they won't find him. And I think when God hides himself, it is because of his kindness and mercy. He reveals himself to people at the right time to bring them closer to him. I'm not sure if you have been reading what's been happening around the world. So according to the Pew Research, the Generation Z, Gen Z, who were born between 1997 to 2012, they're coming back to church. But not just any church, they're looking for a conservative Protestant or a Catholic church. And as you can imagine, for the first time since the 60s, so we're talking about the first time in 60 years where people are coming back to church. This is happening around the world. It's happening here in Canada and the United States. It's even happening in Europe. So all the churches that were empty, young people are coming back in places like France and Germany and even in Scandinavian countries. Why? Because I think we're all hungry for God. For those of us who have opened our hearts to God, who is love, we know that God is omnipotent, all-knowing. God is omnipresent, present to us, all of us, at all the time. And God is omniscient. He knows all things. God has wonderfully placed people to take care of us. We had Mother's Day before, and today we're celebrating the Father's Day. Gift of motherhood and gift of fatherhood is an important gift that God has given us. But one of the most shocking things that we come to experience as we're growing up is that we experience that our mom and dads aren't perfect people. And they all have baggage, their own problems they sometimes dump on us. This is something that I came across that I thought was, really, really hit me. This lady, she goes by the holistic psychologist. This is what she had to say about her own experience of fatherhood trauma. Having a father who isn't capable of being a father to you is one of the most painful things a person can experience. Most of us are born to insecure and wounded fathers, men who run from their issues, who drink away their pain, or project their own self-loathing onto us. And no matter how strong we try to appear, there's always this longing for him to finally show up, for him to put himself and his own issues aside to be the person we needed. Some people tell you you're just better off without him, or they remind you of how much your mom has done for you. But that doesn't make it any easier. That doesn't help the pain of abandonment that never quite goes away. Some of us had to choose ourselves from abuse or from his inability to be mature and to take accountability. Some of us have a father who is still a child emotionally. People don't understand the courage it takes to finally walk away or to accept that he's never going to change. to accept He's going to be supportive when it's convenient for Him. People don't understand what it's like what it's like to look for His love in the wrong people, to find yourself in relationships where you have to work for love and approval, just like you did with Him. Daddy issues were never your issues. They were His and His alone. See, I can relate to this because I have suffered from the fatherhood wounds, and it's when I had gone last year to, after my dad passed away, and I had gone to, take care of his belongings. I had an opportunity to look through my dad's phone, and just before my dad had a heart attack and he died, he tried to phone me a couple of times. And I realized, why is it that his phone didn't go through? When I looked at my phone, I realized I had blocked him. And I forgot that I did many years ago. As you can imagine, that was a very, very tough decision for me to make. Because what happens is that when someone looks for you when it's convenient and beneficial to him, and never always on his terms and not on your terms. So what happened is that for me to move on, I had to forgive myself. I had to forgive my dad. And I also had to forgive him for making me cut him off. Then, only then, was I able to move on. You see, many of us carry baggage that, that our mom or dads have dumped it on us. And as long as we hold on to their resentment and wounds, that becomes an obstacle for a relationship with God. Only when I was able to truly forgive myself, and repair our relationships and move on, did my relationship with my authority figures got resolved. See, now I can say I respect and I love my bishop. Before I couldn't say that. Whenever I was told to do something against my will, there was so much resentment that I held in my heart. And you know what? This is a signature mark for people who have fatherhood wounds. Number of men who grow up with their fathers, and going to jail, hating the authority figures, this is just the typical behavior. But one thing I also found out is that when my relationship with my father healed, I realized that my inability to relate to my father became an obstacle for my relationship with God the Father. So when our personal issues with our parents gets resolved, our relationship with God the Father just improves. So as we're here celebrating today, Father's Day, let us bless our fathers. And I'm sure some of us might have woundedness when we think of our fathers. Some of us have fathers who passed away. So let us pray for our fathers, and especially for the young fathers of today, that most of us feel severely so wounded because 25% of the people today growing up has no fatherhood figure, according to Pew Research. And over 50% of young people today experience divorce of their parents, which makes it difficult for them to have just regular relationship with their parents. So let us pray that all our wounds and of dysfunctions that we have experienced in our own families will be healed so that we can truly relate to God who loves us.